1. All right, guys, this is page 121, figure 5-54, offset lug. The width of this, or the length of this is 4.5. The depth is 2.25. The height is 2 inches. The offset notch is 3/4 inches by 1.5. The hole is 1 inch diameter. There's a counter bore in this one. It's 1.5 inch diameter, and it's 3/8 of an inch deep. All right. What we're going to start off with, we're going to go to the top view first. We're going to work the top view down. So the top view is going to be 4.5 long and 2.25 inch wide. Let's go to AutoCAD. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and set we know what the layer properties are, because I've already got those set. We got my center, my dimension lines, my hidden lines, my object lines, and construction lines. My object construction lines are continuous. My object line is 0.5. My hidden lines are 0.25, and they're hidden. My dimension lines are continuous, and they're 0.25. My center lines are center, and they're 0.25 thickness. So let's go ahead and get started with the drawing here. Start with my construction line. And it would help if I didn't get to my layer here. Turn on my ortho mode to make sure I'm straight when I'm talking here. That sets my 0 point right there. Now, going back to my drawing, I know the depth of that's 2.25 and the length of it's 4.5. So let's go ahead and get started with the block on that one. So I know it's 2.25 inches tall, 2.25. For some reason I cannot remember that one. 4.5, there we go. 4.5. 2.25, 2.25, 4.5. All right, so I know that's pretty much my front view right there, except for blocking everything in. That at least gives us something to tie off of for our top view. We're going off of that for 2 inches. Come down 4.5. Go 2.25. I think that's what it is. Hold on a second. Let me check. And then my depth is 2.25. My height is 2 inches. So and then my depth there is 2 inches. 4.5. And by 2. Now, go back to my drawing. And then my notch is 3/4 inch by 1.5. It's going to be 3.25 this way. It'll be 3/4 inch this way, 1.5 this way. Let's get back to our drawing. So I'm going to offset that end line here inside 1.5 inches. 1.5. And right there it is. I know it's 1.5 this way, 3/4 down is what it's talking about. But one of the things I can do now, I can set my construction line there, come down 3/4 of an inch, 0.75, come over one, come over here to 1.5. Now, we get back to my circle on my top view, my counter board. My center circle, even my outer board, my center circle is going to be 1.5. 1 inch diameter is my circle going all the way through. The counter board is basically made for a machine part to fit through there with a nut and a washer on it, or an axle of some type with an axle clip. All right. So let's go back to our drawing. And we're going to draw that center hole, 1 inch diameter, and then we're going to put a diameter on the outside of that, a concentric diameter on the outside of that. Now, they're both diameters. So let's get our circle tool. Let's go in here. Now there's more than one way to do this. We can find our center, where the center is going to go, by crossing these up here. Turn off our ortho. Remember, we're on a construction line layer. My center circle there is 1 inch. The 1. And my outer circle is 1.5. 1.5. Now we can actually, we could have found that if we'd blocked this in and found we joined these sides together here and made that into one polygon, we could have found the center using the geometric center snap. But it's a whole lot easier and a whole lot quicker doing it this way. Just having your square, your rectangle shaped out, putting your X in the middle. Or figure we're on the construction line layer anyway, but why worry about what it looks like on that layer? All right. Now, what we're going to do to translate these lines down is, first of all, we come down here with a construction line. Now, we could sit here and painstakingly take these lines one at a time, but guess what? I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go in, select that line. I'm going to offset that line 0.5. I'll set it on this side 0.5. That takes care of the 1 inch circle in the middle. Then we'll go here. Now that line is going out 3/4 of an inch. The next line, 0.75. Right there. And then out here. I know it's 0.75 from here to the outside of the line because it's 1.5 from the center. 0.75 from the center to the edge there. Now, we need to get back to our drawing and look how deep this goes. We know it's 3/8 of an inch deep. One thing we could do here, and escape, we can actually offset that line right there, 0.375 or 3/8 of an inch below here, and then we're able to come in and hit escape. Now, that actually helps us draw later on when we're drawing. All right, so I think that's it from the top view and the front view. We just got to worry about the right side view now. The right side view, We know that's the thickness of that, or the width of that is 2 1/4. We know the height is 2. We know how that notch is placed. Let's go back to our drawing real quick. Get our hand tool, move that over a little bit. I'm going to go over 2 inches. We turn on our ortho mode again. Go over 2. Go up 2 1/4. Go in 2. Back down 2 1/4. In 2. Now we can put our construction line there if we want to, but guess what? I guess we'll have to because that's not showing off my extension line there. And then I'm going to take this, take a construction line down through the center of that to help me with my when I do this next thing here. All right, so what I need to do, I need to finish blocking in that hole here. And now I'm going to get to my object line layer. Basically just copy everything I've got that I know should be there. I'm not even looking at the measurements. I'm just waiting for the points to end. Just waiting for the end points to come up. That's the beauty of having your construction line layer and being able to turn it off. Go up here and block this in. Type in 1 inch for the middle circle there, and 1 1/2 for the outer circle. 1.5. And then we're going to measure this. We're going to change our layer here, our hidden layer. And this is what we're going to do right here. We're going to zoom in. And we're basically just showing you what it would look like on the, looking at that from an X-ray vision. All right, now I'm getting ready to do something else to blow your mind here. I'm getting ready to offset that one by 1/4 inch, 0.25, just something to help me out here. I did the one on the bottom, 0.25, offset that as well. Hit escape. Now I'm going to go back to my object line layer. I want to go to my center line layer now. I don't want to change the color, I just want to go to it. This is one reason Move those lines up and down there. That way I have some way to lock onto it because I've got so many line segments there. Now what I need to do, I can select that line, this line, this line, and this line. I can copy that using this as my base point right there. Look, I lost something out there. Now I'm going to try to go copy it again. Set that as my base point. And there's my midpoint of that line. Hit escape. Turn off my construction lines. And just go to my dimension line layer. We knew that one was 3. We knew that was 1.5. We know that's 2. Make sure you dimension your circles in the view that they're circles. That outer one's 1.5, inner one's 1. Now there's one dimension here that I got to add in. That's 3/4. No, that's not right. Give me just a second here. Yeah, that was right. I'm sorry. Just had to check. I'm scared myself there. I make mistakes, so I just want to make sure I didn't make a big one there. I scared myself into thinking that was 3/8, but it's 3/8 in your counterbore. And one of the things you can do here too, you put a note on your you put a note I like using the multi-line text because the counterbore, the C bore is 1.5 by 3 1/8 inch deep, 1.5 diameter by 3/8 inch deep. So basically what you would do is write your note. Counterbore, C bore, 1, 1.5, diameter. I can spell right and get my keys to hit right. Counter bore is 1.5 inch diameter times 3/8 inch deep. Just use the X for the times 3/8 inch deep. And I'm going to do that right there, close that text. I'm going to move that closer to the counter bore. My computer is being slow again. And what we can do here is we draw an arrow My computer's fighting with me over putting this leader here. So that is your offset lug. The only dimension I did not add was this one here. There's 2 dimensions I need to give here. Need the height here and the total height over here. Get back in here. Go to File, Save As. I'm going to save that as offset lug. That's page 121. And so save that as offset lug. And yes, I want to replace that. And